Welcome back to Arry The Stag. TR Tony here, and this week I'm going to review the Triumph TR4. It's a 1960s hairy-chested sports car that I'm sure we're all familiar with, and there's one coming up for sale actually at the Spring Classic Car Auction at Southwestern Vehicle Auctions at the end of April. So stay tuned, watch the end, and we'll get into details of that specific car and what it's likely to be going for with a bit of a review. But before we did that, I just thought to review the Triumph TR4 model itself, and it's arguably the archetypal hairy-chested British sports car, and it's introduced primarily to increase Triumph's success in the United States and the market over there, where over 71,000 were produced over a 6-year period, and today only around 1,650 still remain in the UK. Now, mechanically, it shares much with the earlier TR3 model. The only major upgrade came in the form of a 2.138 engine bored out from the TR3's 1991cc lump, and power jumped up to 104 brake horsepower as a result, and performance is still more than sprightly enough to keep up with modern day traffic. Today, of course, a few decades on, many are producing significantly more, with 130 brake horsepower quite possible thanks to modern engine improvements and aftermarket things that can be done to improve that brake horsepower. The major change relative to older TRs came in the form of the body style, which actually, as you'll know, was designed and styled by Giovanni Michelotti, as he did for many of the Triumph models, though it caused some controversy at its time when it was released. It replaced the previous swoopy shapes for a much squarer look, as you can see in the picture here. The TR4's looks have aged very gracefully, I think, with details like the headlamp set inboard of the wings, which gives it a distinctive face, if you like. And an added benefit of the more slab-sided flanks was that wind-down windows could be fitted, a big improvement over its predecessor's rather flimsy side curtains poppered to the side as they used to be. Inside, the dashboard looks charming and was one of the first production cars to include adjustable air vents on the fascia, which is a real boon in hot or wet weather. On the road, the ride can be uncompromising thanks to the bouncy leaf-sprung rear axle. This was remedied in later models thanks to a revised setup at the back, and they are updated with trailing arms and coil spring systems, which then helped it perform better on the track as well. And in 1966, the TR4 achieved a 1, 2 and 3 class finish at the Sebring 12 Hours. So it's a real flagship car for the Triumph company. The only big change mechanically in the TR4's life was the introduction of the independent rear suspension in 1965, and that helped to improve the ride considerably over older models, and therefore cars produced after this date are very desirable. Many of these later cars carry the TR4 IRS badging, as we likely know. But this is a classic car and an outstanding machine, and I'm sure will be absolutely fantastic. Beyond that, the options were fairly limited. Wire wheels are fairly common now, although standard items were pressed steel discs when they first came out. Examples equipped with optional temporary hardtop will always be a plus, and Triumph offered the TR3's 1991cc engine as an option, in fact, to allow the TR4 to compete in sub 2000cc motorsport categories, though these examples are pretty rare today. Now, as promised, let's go to Southwestern Vehicle Auction and just check out the one that's coming up for sale at the end of April. And here it is. It's a 1963 one. It's a Triumph TR4 with 62,750 miles on the clock. That's not warranted, as we probably know. It is a great example of the 63 Triumph. It's a desirable home market right-hand drive car, finished in what I think is the ultimate iconic Triumph colour of signal red, which really shows off the lines of its Michelotti designed bodywork. If you look at that compared to the black hood, the red and black I think is stunning, and the paintwork is complemented by a beige leather interior, complete with red piping and carpets, so that kind of picks up the exterior colour as well. Now this TR4 stands as a mint or as near concours example that is possible and is highly sought after in today's market, and I think this is going to go for strong money when it comes up at the end of April at the auction. Inside the car, the comprehensive history file is evidence of a significant investment and attention to detail. It's had a body off restoration which took place in 2006, which included painting underneath and wax oiling for long-term preservation. I know that's a real strong thing. Alan the welder talks to me all the time about the importance of wax oiling all the cavities that otherwise would be exposed to the dreadful tin worm. And in 2016 it had the comprehensive body refurbishment, and that saw a full panel off respray, restoring the car to its factory colour, which was signal red, as we mentioned before. And so there are invoices, and stand by your beds, it's invoicing totalling approximately £10,000 from the previous owner's tenure alone. So it's evident that no expense has been spared in maintaining this classic and keeping it on the road. What a great thing to see. The car's history file also includes documentation, and I know from Gaydon, the British Motor Museum, there's the British Motor Industry Heritage Trust certificate. I've got one for one of my Stags, which proves this is indeed a home market right-hand drive original, matching numbers car, as well as supported with lots of photographs from the 2016 renovation. TR4 spec brochures come with it, old MOTs and invoices amounting to approximately £3,500. So do the math, it's had significant investment. And as we've said before, as a successor to the beloved TR3, TR3A, this is one of the representatives, I think, of 1960s British sports cars. It's a stunning looking motor. It's coming up for auction on the 25th of April. Guide price, just so you know, is anywhere between £16,500 and £18,500. But again, it's all going to depend on the day, who's interested, and I suspect coming to spring with a top-down motoring potential of this delightful motor, it's going to command some strong money. Be very interested to see how it goes, and of course we will report back on what it went for at the auction. So just a very quick update this week, guys. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to like, share and subscribe. If you're not part of Saturday Sockets on a Saturday, please join us online for that email. It's a free email we'll give out every week, and we'll see you online on Arry the Stag very soon. Cheers for now. All the best. Bye.